there, Juggies, your old pal McJuggerNuggets here. Welcome to the Juggies Powwow.
Wow!
And Juliette's
My
here.
favorite thing ever.
Yeah, you're here too.
My favorite part
Thanks
of
for that. Anyway, it's been a while since we did a powwow. We're doing it from the super sexy, awesome room. And it's not just the room. We got Damien on the couch with us today.
Special guest star.
A very demonic presence is with us this evening. Anyway, we're here to talk about discipline and perseverance. Two very interesting topics. I'm not entirely convinced they're the same thing, right?
Nope.
No? What's the difference there?
I think perseverance is more of the through line, that you always have to have it in order to never give up, but discipline is more of a scheduled regimen to never give
Very
up.
routine.
To have your
It's
goals.
a committed, just going through it, and perseverance is going through it, but discipline is like the forcing yourself to
do things
swallow.
maybe you don't want to do to get to the end goal.
Now, why do these two things matter? Why have we taken the time to do a whole powwow on it? Well, this is why. Personally, I've needed discipline to get through the days. We all have in some degree, especially, I remember just like, for a lot of you guys watching, I'm sure you're in school, I'd say you need discipline to get through the schoolwork because you don't want to do it.
I feel that.
But the whole where discipline comes into play is you need to force yourself to do these things for a greater good, for an end goal, to get your diploma after you graduate high school.
To get a certain job, to do things you want to do later on. You're like, okay, tonight I might have to study for this biology exam, and I don't really want to do this in the short term, but I'm going to have discipline and really focus on it because I know for the greater good of what I want, this is important.
One thing I remember in school that really teaches discipline was, I'm wearing my soccer warm-up with soccer. You wanted to play the sport, you wanted to have fun, but you'd have to discipline yourself to get there, and we'd have Hell Week. It was actually like a month and a half, where you'd have to do these ridiculous exercises, and what got you through that time was discipline, and it trained you to really just focus on what mattered, which was playing the sport, having fun, and winning too.
We had Hell Week too in high school with theater shows. The last week right before the show goes up, you have Hell Week for tech, so you're there every single night after school from 3 until 11 or 12 midnight, so you're completely just consumed by the show.
Now, why do they do that? And here's the ticket. They do that is so they weed out who's willing to put forth the effort, who's willing to actually do the work, who really is committed to this sport, who really loves it and wants to do well and better themselves. And through that, they train you. And even if you're not there yet, you might be going to practice or whatever it is, and you're just like, fuck, I don't want to do this right now. But you know what ends up happening? Either you quit, and then you're a quitter. Not that that's a bad thing, you may have good reason to. Or you stick through it, and you learn discipline through the process. And then you're like, that wasn't so bad. I feel like I'm a stronger person because of that.
I feel like everybody has something in their life that maybe they didn't want to do at first, and even if afterwards they look back and they say, oh, I'm not a pro soccer star, or I'm not on Broadway, but I went through this experience in high school or even college, and I had fun, and I learned things from it. And one of those things usually is discipline.
I've used discipline when it came to, I was 50 pounds heavier. You guys can look back in my old videos and see I was a little chubbums. I lost 50 pounds, and the reason I kept wanting to do that is I wanted to look good and I wanted to feel good, and I basically forced myself to get up and run 3 miles every single day. And I would force myself to eat this food, just focusing on the long-term gains as opposed to the short-term, and just really making myself do these things, leaving notes, leaving reminders, just becoming a more disciplined person. And because of that, it's also lended itself to making videos. I mean, sometimes it's hard to make 2 videos a day, even if they are just vlogs, because you're literally filming the whole day. You have no time for anything else. I'm sifting through hours of footage each day, and it's just a lot. So discipline has helped me get through here. And just, if you're going to discipline yourself, it has to be for a good reason. There has to be some long-term mission here, and for me, I mean, my discipline for this video making, it comes from you guys, and because I want to make you guys happy, smile, feel things, all that good stuff. What do you discipline?
I think discipline comes in a lot with art and creativity and going off of making videos. If you have this dream that's sort of broad and abstract and it's this big thing, I want to be a songwriter. For me, I want to be a singer. How do you break that down and say, okay, what am I going to do each day to get to that point? And what are my short-term goals? What do I need to do for this song, for this music video? what kinds of songs do I want to be writing? And so for me, it's all about journaling. I keep this black book where I write every single thing that I have to do for every day.
Juliette's accountability factor. You got to hold yourself accountable. If you make a mistake, you need to punish yourself for it. If you do something really good, you need to reward yourself for it. And through that, you can train yourself to become more disciplined. Now let's talk about perseverance, because we did note there is a difference between the two. And perseverance is really just pretty much the act of, it's the process of, you know, you're being disciplined, and the getting through it is the perseverance. For me, I've persevered through so many traumatic things. You know, I was in a wheelchair for an extended period of time after burning my feet, 30-degree burns. I was on crutches for many months after that. Got, you know, stitches in my head and behind my ear. I fucking had my brain injury for 6 months and had to train myself. And then just the last 4 months, I've had a lot of health issues. And through that, I have persevered because of my discipline. And I've gone through a lot of family shit as well, and I persevered through that. And because of these things, because of the discipline and just knowing, like, I'm stronger, I keep reinforcing, I can do this, I can do this. I can be my own hero, that eventually, you know, I will persevere and get through whatever it is that's going on, because it's only temporary, and things will be better down the road.
I think it's easy to get stuck if you don't have the discipline and thinking, this is never going to happen, this is totally unattainable. It's almost easier to get to the perseverance through the discipline, and I think it's important to learn how to persevere by getting knocked down once or twice and making mistakes, and you get back up. And, you know, with something like health issues, that's something you can control, but it's all about your outlook and your positivity and what you're willing to push through to get what you want.
Right. How bad do you want it? Pretty much. And motivation is important. We did a powwow on this like last year. You could be motivated. You could get up and be like, I have an amazing idea. I want to do this today. And that's great. It gets you through that one day, but this is something that's going to take a few weeks, and the second day comes and you're like, I don't have any motivation to do this anymore. I don't know what the fuck happened.
You need to have a schedule.
That's when the discipline needs to come into play, and that's where a lot of people fall short. You may be so motivated one day, but then the next day you're wondering where the hell did it all go. That's normal. I mean, nobody's creative and 100% positive all the time, but if you train yourself to be disciplined, almost like a soldier or like a warrior, a hero, you will get through it. And I think discipline is so important, especially to make it in today's society, in this world. If you want to be successful, you want to do great things, you have to discipline yourself and become almost like a fucking machine.
Because I think it's one thing to be born with talent or be born with, you know, intellect or a gift, but I think it's a completely different thing to withstand all of the odds that are coming at you in this world with
criticisms, haters, anything, physical obstacles.
So having discipline and perseverance with talent and with things that you're born with,
then you Gucci.
Then
you're good.
You're gonna be successful.
Yes. Match that talent with solid discipline and perseverance.
And I think even people that have discipline and perseverance and no talent or not as much talent sometimes do better and end up being more successful because they don't didn't give up.
They don't give up.
They don't let the people who are in charge
persistence it can get thrown into here. Don't give up. Just don't stop pedaling. No matter what you're doing, you'll probably succeed at it just because you've been working at it for so long. And it's just you just keep going. All right, Juggies. I think we covered a decent amount right there in a short matter of time. We somehow got all out. We just, as far as tips to go forward, you know, how can you become more disciplined? You need to make a schedule for yourself. First of all, you need to analyze what it is you want. What do you want? I wanted to become really big on YouTube, and I am there now. And how did I do that? I remember I quit my job at the bank and I was like, I'm going to do a video every single day. It doesn't even matter if I don't have any ideas. I'm going to force myself to do a video because that's how bad I want it. And then upon doing that, I got a brain injury. But then as soon as I was better, I went back through it. And I met so much resistance. You know, I met haters in my family and, you know, with my dad and Jeffrey and everything that's happened to me, I've still pushed forward. And I think there's something to show for that. It's just that do not give up. But then how do you get to that level? You just have to really freaking want it. Look inside yourself. What is it that really matters to you? What do you want out of this life? and then just pursue it wholeheartedly. If you don't know how to pursue it, then that's another issue entirely. That comes through just really some self-discovery, just really looking around at options and looking at yourself. What are you good at? Analyzing your talents.
Asking
and then
people that love you too in your life.
What do you think I should do?
Yeah, for advice. I mean, they don't always know, but
right.
but I think it's good just to get the ball rolling and start bouncing ideas off of people.
And then support always helps. It helps to have at least one person in there who has your back. And if not, it could train you to just have your own back all the time and be really independent. And then just, schedule. Don't forget the mission. Every day, have a picture on your wall saying, know what you got to do, and then just do it. And even if you're just so pissed off, you're so depressed, just still do it anyway. Because I bet you the feeling you have after you do it will be better than what you would have had if you didn't do it.
Yeah, accomplishment feels that much better when you persevered through things that were tough. And when you have discipline as opposed to just having things be handed to you.
And it's not going to come fast. And that has to be something you need to be aware of, where it's just you just really need to understand. It's going to take a while, whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
And if you're not giving up, it shouldn't matter how long it's going to take. Just know that every single day you're going to make at least even the tiniest little baby step towards whatever that goal is. So we hope that helped you guys. Maybe it didn't, but hey, that's what the Juggies Powwow is all about. We just talk out our asses. Damien, you have anything to add?
Excited. Nope.
Never give up. That's what he says. That's good there. Damien, wow, that's actually...
It's so nice of you.
That was positive.
I'm gonna kill us tonight.
Now, before we finish this video off, Juliette's working on a music video for her original song, Hero. You can find that on her channel. Her channel's right down here. Subscribe to that. Now,
Also
here's
now
the
on
deal.
iTunes.
It is now on iTunes.
Music,
She's super
Spotify,
legit now.
all that stuff.
Oh, wow. The whole list.
Link.
YouTube Red. No. But now, here's the thing. She's doing the music video, and she's been asking for these for now, but I'm going to announce it on my channel. She needs video submissions. Yes. They have to be, listen clearly, they have to be 1080p HD. It has to fill up the whole screen. If you're going to shoot this with your cell phone, that's totally fine, because most iPhones shoot 1080p. Just make sure it's sideways.
Yeah.
Make sure it's horizontal. That way there's no black bars, because she's only going to use the good quality video. So what you need to do is you need to send a video submission to her email called BeYourOwnHeroCampaign@gmail.com. I'll put that in the description below. You're going to send your email to that with the video, and basically the video is you lip singing her song Hero. You can have it playing in the background, it's totally fine, just lip it, you can go crazy. She doesn't have a group submission yet, so if you and a couple friends want to get together and lip it,
you know, parent maybe?
She'll probably pick your video to be featured, because these guys are all going to get featured. If you guys follow these rules exactly, you will get featured in this video, and that's pretty exciting. It's going to be a big deal, because it's a big music video. Alright, Juggies, don't forget to subscribe for more content. Twitter, Instagram, links in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed this powwow. I'll probably be doing a Q&A later today, so make sure you follow me on Twitter especially to ask your questions. Juliette will be heading out. This will be the last time you will see her till a few months from now.
So you can keep up with all
She
my
didn't
music
catch that.
stuff. Hero.
2 weeks.
Months.
There you go. Months!
2 weeks.
Alright, Juggies. Love you all to death, and don't forget to keep it rigid.